Good evening, I'm Asad Ahmed. The cost of using most public transport in London has gone up from today. People travelling on buses will see some of the biggest increases. Well, critics say the price hike will hit Londoners who are already the worst off. Sarah Harris can tell us more.
Bus passengers at Victoria. From today, they're paying an average 12.7% more for their journeys, 3 times the average increase on a tube fare. Some see it as penalising the worst off in already difficult times.
Well, what we're seeing is some bus passengers are going to have to pay 20% more for their fares, particularly people who use pay-as-you-go. And when that comes down to it, it's people who can't afford to buy a monthly or an annual season ticket. They're the ones who are paying a huge amount more.
Well, 40% of people on buses have enjoyed free travel or significantly discounted travel, and that will actually still continue. Unfortunately, yes, the single bus fare does rise from £1 to £1.20.
But bus passengers having to pay the extra weren't convinced by that argument.
It is unfair. It shouldn't really go up that much.
They say these fares, bus fares in this country, are the highest in Europe.
When we're trying as hard as we can with money and to keep our jobs, I was actually very disappointed that they've increased them.
The good news is that passengers from today will be able to use their Oyster cards on all mainline rail services in Greater London. But passenger groups have warned travel cards and season tickets will still be better value.
Mayor Boris Johnson has defended the fare rises. He says they're necessary for investment and to keep up the standard of services. Sarah Harris, BBC London News at Victoria.
5 men from Ilford who were questioned after a woman died in a hit-and-run crash yesterday have been bailed by police. The 20-year-old victim was with 4 other pedestrians in the early hours of New Year's Day when a car mounted the pavement in Palmer's Green in North London. Now, it's not an industry usually associated with women, but a lady from North London is the first to be ranked as one of the best builders in the country. Sarah Wain from North London used to work on Savile Row, but realised her next career lay elsewhere. Almina Ahmed has been to meet her.
Since swapping her bespoke suits for overalls, Sarah Wain has never looked back. The 38-year-old from Willesden left her job at the Taylor Jeeves and Hawkes to follow her dreams of a career in construction.
It is quite hard work, but then it is for a guy. I've been doing it for 13 years. You train, it's like being in the gym. You start off on lower weights and you eventually get up to the higher weights. I may look small, but I'm sort of deceptively quite strong.
Sarah has a waiting list of at least 6 months, an achievement as women make up only 1% of the manual workforce in construction. Julia Evans represents the vast majority in the industry with a non-manual role.
I think part of the problem is that women think it's a heavy, dirty job outside, and there are elements that are like that. But most jobs in construction are to do with delivering wonderful buildings to time and on budget, and women are as good as that as men.
At just 5'4", Sarah acknowledges life on a building site is hard, but can't imagine doing anything else, and she hopes to inspire other women to also give it a go.
If you have a creative flair, if you're not too precious about all the dirt and the noise and the dust, and you are quite strong, then I would definitely consider it.
Sarah Wain ending that report by Almina Ahmed there. Now in football, in the third round of the FA Cup, Tottenham have beaten Peterborough 4-0. A good day for Fulham too. They saw off Swindon Town by 1-0. Millwall will replay their match after their 1-1 draw with Derby. And a great result for Crystal Palace. They won 2-1 away at Sheffield Wednesday. Now Luton lost at Southampton. Brentford's game was called off because of a frozen pitch. And Reading have just kicked off against Liverpool. The latest score there is 0-0. Now look at League One, and Wycombe lost to Norwich 1-0, and the games between Leyton Orient and Yeovil and Walsall versus Charlton were both postponed because of frozen pitches. Let's take a look at the weather forecast now. And tonight there'll be some overnight cloud which could bring some flurries of snow. The temperature will drop to -4 Celsius. Well, tomorrow should be bright and sunny, although there could be some more light snow in places. The top temperature will be just 5 Celsius. Well, that's it for now. I'll be back with our next news at 10 to 6 tomorrow evening. But for now, do have a very good evening. Bye-bye.